Manchester United versus Leicester City then. After that 0-0 draw, still disappointed. That one against Hull City in the week, really was angry about that. It's 2 points we've dropped that have really put pressure on us now to keep winning games in order to make a minimum of the top four. And even that for me is just not good enough for Manchester United this season. We should have challenged for the league. And there is a lot of problems with the draws at this moment in time. We're dominating games, but we're not just putting chances away. We should have won that game. I'm hoping this game is going to be a bit different, because I'm hoping Leicester City aren't just going to park the bus like a lot of teams have done this season. And Manchester United have just struggled for some reason to break them down. We should be breaking these teams down. It's no excuse that these teams have parked the bus and we can't break them down. Again, the likes of Chelsea break these sort of teams down, and Manchester United have struggled all season too. And it's just really not good for Manchester United. Top teams don't struggle to break them down. They always find a way. And we're bottling it at the moment. We really bottled it against Hull City. We should have been putting pressure on them other teams. We should have been putting pressure on Arsenal, who have got to go to Chelsea tomorrow. We should have put pressure on them to... If we'd won that game, that would have put real pressure on Arsenal to go out there and get some points on the board. Because if we'd got 6 points this week from Hull and Leicester and they'd gotten none points, then we'd have been 6 points better off than them. But now we're not, because we drew that fucking game against Hull City. Really am still disappointed, but we have to move on to this game against Leicester City, who aren't in very good form this season, are a shadow of the team last season. But I'm expecting Jose Mourinho to put out a similar lineup. David Hare will be in goal again, of course. I would expect Blind and Valencia to stay as the fullbacks. It's Jones who's going to have to come out, who's playing alongside Rojo. Rojo will obviously probably keep his place. It will either be Smalling or Bay. I wouldn't expect it to be Smalling, because I'm not too sure on the Bay situation. But Jones is out for a few days. Hopefully we'll be back in time for the next game, because Jones has been a revelation this season, which I never thought I would say. I never thought he would even keep fit. We all knew he had it in him, that he could be a decent player, but we never thought that he would ever stay fit enough. And it was a credit to Jose Mourinho that he's managed to keep him fit for this length of time. Now, he could change it up in the midfield, bringing out Michael Carrick. If he was to bring out Michael Carrick, I would like to see him replaced with Bastian Schweinsteiger, which probably won't happen. It would probably be Marouane Fellaini, which I would be fucking pissed off with. Because Marouane Fellaini is nowhere near as good as Bastian Schweinsteiger. I would go for Bastian Schweinsteiger, Pogba and Herrera if Carrick doesn't play. Now, Carrick hasn't been at his best the last few games, which is worrying for Manchester United, as we rely on him so much. The front three, obviously Zlatan's going to be up front even if he doesn't perform well. Wasn't at his best in that game against Hull City. The problem with Zlatan this season, although he is almost the league's top scorer, 1 goal off I believe, he has missed a lot of chances this season. Okay, he was poor in that game, didn't really get a lot of chances against Hull, but in previous games this season we've seen against Burnley, he has missed a lot of chances. If he'd actually put some of the chances away, he would be well clear in the race for the Golden Boot, which is crazy to say. But I wouldn't say he's been poor at all this season. He's been very good for a 35-year-old. Been as good, if not better, than I expected. But I never expected him to miss some clear-cut chances like that one against Burnley. And if he had put them away, Jesus, he'd be on about 25 goals probably now, which would be crazy to think for a 35-year-old. But I'm not criticising Zlatan at all. He's been Manchester United's main man this season. And if it wasn't for him, we would be in dire shit. On the wings, Mkhitaryan, I would expect to keep his place, even though he wasn't at his best at all against Hull City. I think it's still going to take him till next season to be a revelation of Manchester United, a real key star in the Manchester United team. Yes, he's getting to grips with it now. I think it's 4 goals in about his last 10 games for Manchester United, but he's still finding his way in the Premier League. A bit like Pedro did for Chelsea last year, was finding his feet. Now this season he's a lot better. Willian took time at Chelsea to start bedding in when he first joined. Thierry Henry's taken time when he come to the Premier League at first. Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't very good for about the first 2 or 3 seasons when he joined Manchester United. Okay, he was younger, but still it took him a long while to get used to the Premier League. It's completely different to other leagues in Europe. So I think next season we really see the best of Mkhitaryan. Now on the other hand side, I would personally go for Martial. Rashford was in and out in that game against Hull. Still looks to me like a 19-year-old kid. But he will improve. Now he's getting more game time under Jose Mourinho. At times he wasn't always, but he has got a fair share of games this season. Now, hopefully, if Martial can play out there, he can continue his form that he showed in the second half against Wigan. He's far better out wide than he is in the centre of in the middle up front. For me, he uses his pace more out wide. Was a bit too congested in that middle, and he struggled to find space in and around the box to assist goals and to get shots away. Now, as I say, Leicester have been really poor this season. Vardy, you would say, is their main man up front, but he's been in poor goal scoring form. Did, though, get a hat-trick against Man City not too long ago, so we've still got to keep an eye on him. But I don't really see where the problem's going to come from for them. Kante is such a big miss for them. And to be honest, I think if Manchester United can't beat these, then we're in dire shit in the race for the top four. Because I think that this is going to be a more open game than that game against Hull. I do not expect them to defend as deep as that game, and they're at home. So, okay, Hull did the same at their place earlier in the season, but they had Mike Phelan in charge. But I would expect Manchester United to win this game. They have to win it anyway. Okazaki is a real energy live wire in there, but doesn't score enough goals for them. At the back, they're not looking as good as they were last season for me. Their aging centre-halves are finally coming to an end of their career for me. They had really good seasons, Huth and Morgan, last season, but this season I don't think they've been quite the same. And I just don't see where Leicester City are going to score enough goals to outscore Manchester United in this game, and hopefully I'm right for this one. Anyway, I think they're in the relegation scrap as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game this weekend. I'm going to go for a Manchester United win. I'm going to go for 2-1. I think Leicester might actually get a goal because I think the game's going to be a lot more open than that game against Hull City. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.